Oops. Okay. All right, I think we're live. I think we got a good angle on the drawing table. Let me pull this up so I can actually see the live chat. Whoa, no, that's not it. Hold on here. There we go. Okay. All right. There we go. Now I've got infinite drawing tables. Hello, Peter and Green Yeti. How do you do? Let me switch this so I can read the live chat. There we go. Hey, MCDJ ACDC. Game Master's Hobby. Nice to see you. Finally got here on time. Congratulations. Hello, Delvis. Yes, my table is tilted. It's supposed to be tilted. It's that way by design. Hello, Rob M. and Matt. Hello, JK Siege. Outback Stew, how do you do? Daniel? Passed the training test? Yeah, probably. I think Outback, not Outback, but Beachhead probably feels like nobody's worthy of passing his training test. Hello, Mike Layton. Nice to see you. Well, thanks for stopping by. Have a nice dinner. Oh, Peter Eng uploaded first stop motion video to YouTube account. Well, that's cool. If you send me the link, I'll try to check it out. Hello, action figure expert. Now, I don't want to get involved in any Applebee's versus Outback wars, okay? You know, if you're going to rumble over whether Outback or Applebee's is better, then, you're just going to have to take that outside. Let's see here. Trying to get this. I can tell there's a little bit of lag, but I'm trying to focus on the table the best I can. What I have, hello Leah. I hope you're feeling better, Leah. What I've done is for both Tunnel Rat and Lady Jaye, I've kind of sketched out. I worked out what pose I wanted, and I kind of sketched that out so that. Oh, hold on, I forgot my eraser. All right, so I worked out the pose I wanted and just kind of sketched it out here so that I can just kind of fill it in and work out the details. I do have Tunnel Rat here, and I've got Lady Jaye over on the other table. I'll grab Lady Jaye when I draw her. I've got Outback's accessories, so I can kind of take a look at them. It may not be exactly the same on my drawing, but we'll get it pretty close. Just kind of clean it up here a little bit. I do know how to draw, but my skills as an artist are a bit limited, so I try to work within what I can do. Tunnel Rat has a knife on that left leg, so let me kind of make sure we don't forget that. And like a double strap around his thigh, like that. Okay. There we go. Because the machine gun is going to be kind of in the way, we won't see some of the details on his uniform, but for this drawing, I was kind of thinking of Tunnel Rat as machine gunner rather than Tunnel Rat as EOD So he comes with a big machine gun, and presumably, he is a squad machine gunner when he's not setting explosives or disarming explosives or, going through tunnels. So that's kind of how I'm drawing him here. Today he's the machine gunner. And I guess he needs like an ammunition. This is a belt-fed machine gun, so let's give him an ammunition belt kind of going over his leg here. Down here like that, and maybe hanging down here. Yeah, there we go. Hello, Lazarus. Maybe someday. Yeah, Mr. Non-Commissioned Officer Sergeant Beachhead is like, hey, maybe I'll be in charge of this whole thing someday. General Hawk. But if you think about it, what Beachhead really wanted he was just wanting more discipline on the team. And eventually, Sergeant Slaughter came along and did that very thing. So I think ultimately, he got what he wanted. Hang on, I need my glasses. Okay. And as you can tell, there's some sunlight coming through my back door here, so that's a little bit distracting. Sorry about that. But that's okay. Let's get this rolling, huh? Let's get it rolling. And we'll start at the top. Hello, Comic Tropes. Nice to see you. It's not a bad turnout for a live stream that wasn't actually planned or scheduled. So thanks everyone for showing up. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday evening. At least it's Sunday here. I don't know what day it is in your time zone. Okay. So today is Larry Hama's birthday, and we are drawing a character that was modeled after Larry. But I'm not super great at drawing real people, so I'm not going to try to make this look too much like Larry. I'm just going to try to make it look like Tunnel Rat, or at least how I envision Tunnel Rat looking. Tunnel Rat is part Asian. According to his file card, he is Trinidadian Chinese. And the dog wants out. Okay, hang on. You want outside? Okay. Go on. All right. Okay. So we'll try to give him somewhat Asian features. And I'll add the camouflage face paint later. Just want to try to get the face drawn in here. He's looking off to his left in the direction that his machine gun barrel is pointing. Trying to get those eyes even. There we go. Not too shabby. Okay. Okay. Satisfactory. All right. Now he's got this kind of a scarf around his neck here. Um, you know what I probably should do? I should probably draw in this machine gun because the machine gun is going to be covering up some of the details, and I don't want to have to erase them later. So I'm going to try that. Yeah, that's true, Daniel. The animated series sort of played fast and loose with rank. I mean, Duke was in charge, even though there were officers on the team at the time. Um, but I mean, the comic book series did that a little bit as well, but not as much. Like sometimes Stalker, even though he was a sergeant, he was still in charge of some officers. But that was always mission specific, right? I mean, so if Stalker was in charge, he was in charge of a mission. Um, so, but in the animated series, they actually very clearly stated the um, command hierarchy. They stated the pecking order, and it was General Hawk at the top, Duke after him, and then Flint, the warrant officer, Flint, uh, under Duke, and then after that it was Beachhead. So yeah, a little odd, a little different. Um, I'm sorry, what's that? So a comic trope said Hoodie Coco. Oh, I missed a super chat. Oh no. Who sent a super chat? Hold on, I'm scrolling back up. Oh, $5. Just curious if the camera can zoom in at all on the art. It looks great so far. Let me see. Hang on. Hold on, I'll try. Sorry about that. Was looking away. Let's see here. Let's If I get it zoomed in too much, then my shoulder will be in the way. But let's try that. Let's try that. Is that any better? Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see if this will work for you. All right, I'm gonna try to sort of draw this machine gun. It's not gonna be exact. In fact, it's gonna be pretty darn inexact, but that's okay. It's good enough for the girls I go out with. Kind of sort of sketched out an idea of where the machine gun would be in perspective. The perspective is not going to be perfect because I don't feel like breaking out a straight edge for it. And Mike Mosner said he liked Big Lobe. Now, Big Lobe, is that referring to Quark from Deep Space Nine, the Ferengi? I assume that's what you mean by Big Lobe. I mean, okay, this is like you probably know someone who's into sports, right? You know somebody who really likes, the football or the basketball or the baseball. Um, and like they're really into it, right? They just really dig it. But even people who really enjoy sports and it's like a big major part of their lives, they don't necessarily go around talking about themselves in the third person. and doing a play-by-play of their entire life. That's not being into sport. They got some other kind of mental challenge there. If they're going around saying like, and Reginald takes the exit off of the highway. He zips around traffic, and once again, he makes his exit and arrives at work on time. The crowd goes wild. Nobody does that. Cobra is like the Illuminati and Destro is like the Rothschild dynasty. Yeah, that's an interesting take on it. I can kind of see that. All right, we gotta have a bipod here. Kind of get an angle. Okay. Hello, Breaker Clutch 76. Just doing a little bit of drawing. And yeah, I can tell like my pencils aren't maybe showing up too good on camera, but I'm sorry about that. I'll try to make sure you get a good view. And this machine gun doesn't really have a front sight. That's interesting. Let's do that. And it comes out like this, and it has like a, yeah, okay. All right, little flash suppressor there. And then, let's see, we've got vent holes, and it goes kind of like this. You got a row of vent holes in the barrel shroud up here, and then you've got another set down here that his hand will partially cover. And we'll call that good. Let's see. I'm gonna make up some details on this machine gun just to get her done. So yeah, if you these sketches are for patrons, and if you sign up on Patreon, you can get a sketch. My sketches are a bit more than sketches, as you can see. Like I try to do slightly more rendered drawings. They're not exactly like ready to ink, right? But they're a bit more than sketches, though, because I feel like I want to give people more than their money's worth. And so I just don't want to do a drawing that's like it takes, 5 minutes and then I ship that off. I don't think I would be proud of that work. All right, what did we miss here? Let's see. Daniel says you'd write a G.I. Joe reboot that's faithful to the comics and Sunbow series, and do the characters justice. Make it R and make it in 2 parts. Now, I would absolutely watch that, but I just don't think I wish Hasbro would green light an R-rated G.I. Joe movie, but I just I don't think they will. Thank you, MCDJ ACDC. It still has the Wild Bill. That's awesome. Lazarus, and thank you. Framed the one that I did. That's awesome. Thank you very much. So yeah, a sketch is a sketch, right? A sketch is supposed to be, quick and and loose. And like when I was in art school, we wouldn't be allowed to do anything like this for a sketch, right? Because this is much too finished. It's much too. I'm taking much time on it for one thing. Not to say that. I mean, I know that I'm not like the best artist. I'm definitely not a professional, but I just feel like if somebody's going to actually pay me to draw something, then I want to give them something that's worthy of what they've paid for, and give them something a bit more than that. So I promise a sketch, but hopefully I deliver a bit more than a sketch. These ammunition belts are always a pain. I never get the bullets all uniform, so y'all are just gonna have to live with that. And we're gonna have Tunnel Rat's finger on the trigger because he's gonna be ready. He's ready to open fire with this thing. He is in the field. He's spotted an enemy approach, and he's about to lay down some fire. Here we go. And then the grip is going to come down like this. It's a really long grip on that accessory machine gun, which is not a bad thing. It helps keep the thing in his hand. All right, clean that up a little bit. David loved Tunnel Rat in Valor versus Venom. There's hello, comic book guy. I don't think I saw you come in. Oh yeah, Yojo Cola. That sounds delicious. Let's go ahead and kind of sketch in these bullets a little bit for the rest of this ammunition belt that's going to come down kind of across his body like so, and around his side. And then since this is a belt-fed machine gun, I was going to have some ammunition coming out. It would come in from his left side. Hold on, let's make that three-dimensional here. There we go. It was going to come in on his left side, and it's going to hang down on his leg and then hang down here. So I've got another ammunition belt coming in right about here. Thanks everyone for joining me for a little live drawing. This is something that I was going to need to do this evening, and without you guys, I would just be doing it by myself. Okay, and then it'll kind of hang down here. So it'll come down like about there. All right, we'll call that good. Actually, not calling that good at all. We're just getting started. Yes, Tunnel Rat was in Renegades. He was also in Resolute. I have Pepsi, actually. I don't have any peanuts. Now, that would just be my luck to spill this on my drawing that I've been working on. Okay. Just sharpening the pencil really quick. Yeah, in Resolute, I thought it was pretty good. Actually, but a lot of Resolute was really good. Resolute was really fascinating. There are, I think I've said this before, that there are definitely some things I would have done differently. But it Resolute looks like a labor of love. You know, it looks like it was made by people who really care. It looks like it was made by fans, and for it to be like an official release is, I think, exceptional. It's extraordinary. Um, I think the main thing I would have done differently is they basically had Duke and Scarlet as a couple, which they were in the animated series. So that's not the big deal. But what they did was they had a scene where essentially Scarlet chooses Duke over Snake Eyes, and like I don't know, that I thought was kind of a dick move. Like you can okay, you want to follow the oh, hold on. You want to follow the animated series um, Duke and Scarlet pairing. Okay, fine. But to expressly and specifically repudiate the comic book um, version of Scarlet with Snake Eyes is just I think not that wasn't a very cool move in my opinion, and it was done in such a way that uh, Scarlet made that choice like right in front of Snake Eyes' face, and it's kind of I didn't like that. Not a fan, not a fan. But that's a minor issue in what is otherwise a really good series. Um, the creative team obviously took it quite seriously and cared enough to really um, pay attention to details and pay attention to characters. Oh, you're drawing as well, uh, Mr. Commendador. Okay, let's get his little knot here in the back. I'll have it kind of slinging out to the side because he's turned his head and his little knot on his thing is out to the side, and he's got his backpack, which is quite bulky, kind of squared off at the top, and then he's got these lanterns, flashlights, or torches attached to it. And we'll have a pocket over here. Okay, so it's taken a while because Tunnel Rat has a lot of just really minute details on his chest. Not nearly as much detail on his legs, and that's really coming through as I'm trying to draw it. It's like, wow, I'm spending a ton of time on uh, the torso, his chest, and his head, and everything. Um, but the legs are going to go really quickly because he's just basically wearing black trousers over his boots. Not a lot of details on the boots either, and he's got one knife on the left leg, and that's it. So there's a lot of detail concentrated right in here. Okay. Let's see. So let's see. Bullets. Just quickly sketch in some bullet shapes here real quick. Where this little ammunition belt is hanging down here. Okay. Call that good. Okay. I'm going to leave the ammunition alone for a minute because I want to draw in a little bit of other stuff. Let's see. I decided that his TNT bag is going to go over his left shoulder. I didn't want to do it across his body because I didn't want to. See, this is what I'm talking about. I did not want to. I didn't want it to cross right over the ammunition belt because that would cover up some of that detail. And now I'm going to have to erase some of what I did because I forgot to draw in the strap for the TNT thing. That's going to go like that. And I sketched it out kind of as a wide strap, so we're going to keep it that way. All right, nice wide strap. Let's clean that up. How are we doing? Hey, we got like 37 people in here. That's really good for an unplanned live stream. So thank you all for showing up. I appreciate it very much. These are sketches that I'm doing for patrons. And I can't thank my patrons enough. Patreon is now more important than ever. It used to be extra money to buy toys to review, but nowadays it is becoming part of what I'm using to live on. So yeah, it's a really vital time right now for Patreon. So thanks everyone for doing that. I got a bunch of sketches out on Friday, so if I owe you a sketch, you might get that. You might get it on Monday. And I've got another batch of sketches that will go out this week. So I'm getting caught up on the sketches. And once I do these two sketches, I'm actually totally caught up. I will have done all of the sketches that I owe to my patrons. So I feel a little better about that. I feel bad when I have to make them wait because, you know, life intervenes and I have a hard time finding the time to draw. But I don't like to make them wait. So we are fixing that right now. There is a pistol holster there, and that you would be able to see a bit of that pistol holster right here. Like so. There. Okay, a little bit of cloth detail on that shirt. All right. Got good solid shoulders. That finger should be bigger and that one should be smaller. Okay. How are we doing? How's everything going in the live chat? Everybody behaving themselves, having a nice day? Serpentor is a Megatron ripoff. Yeah, they look so much alike. It's just ridiculous how much they look alike. I especially like that feature on Serpentor where he turns into a handgun. And that thing about Megatron where he shoots live snakes. They're practically identical. All right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish sketching in this TNT bag. I'm envisioning it having kind of a loose flap here with a little latch there, kind of rounded. I guess I should pause for a second and maybe show you what I'm working on. Because I know it's not showing up super well on camera. Let's see. All right. Okay, so that's how we're doing so far. I'm no Da Vinci, all right, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So let's pick it back up here. How's everybody doing? Um, um, yeah, Cobra Commander was not the whiny guy that he was in the animated series. The animated series definitely cartooned him up. Um, and I guess it sort of made sense then for him to be a tool of Cobra Law, and that Cobra was Cobra Law's attempt to, take over the world. Because the Cobra Commander of the animated series, there's no way he could build that organization on his own. He's too incompetent. So yeah, it kind of makes sense they would have help. But the Cobra Commander of the comic book series is a charismatic leader, and you would have to be. I mean, you're convincing people to dedicate their lives and sometimes sacrifice their lives for your cause. So that's no easy feat. So to me that makes more sense. And I guess one of my pet peeves is the oft heard comment that Cobra Commander in the comic book series was a used car salesman, and I think that misses the point a little bit, because at one time he was a used car salesman, but that's not all he was. That's just one of the jobs that he had one time. And that doesn't really tell you a whole lot about his character. He was also a business leader. The way that the animated series, I'm sorry, the comic book series kind of explains that he took over the town of Springfield was with soap. Essentially selling soap, and that is a reference, by the way, to Amway, which was a company that sold soap, but instead of selling soap, in supermarkets, they set it up so that you would sell soap to your friends and recruit them to also sell soap. And it becomes kind of like I don't know, like this sort of, well, it's kind of like a pyramid. Well, not like a pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. And so the idea was that Cobra Commander took that another step and just started using this business model to indoctrinate people, and probably to select people as well, because not everyone's going to go along with your plan to take over the world. So you kind of keep your eye out for people who might be manipulated into taking part in a plan to overthrow governments and to replace them with your own fascistic system of government. So he would keep an eye out for, probably people who were, already, politically predisposed to that kind of mentality, people who were loyal. Um, and over time, he built that organization into something much more than just a pyramid scheme. And eventually took over the whole town of Springfield. Springfield was a regular town at one time. And I've always, I think it would be interesting to me at least, probably not to anyone else, but it would be interesting to me to have a story where you tell the story of Springfield and how Springfield eventually got taken over by Cobra. Because if you think about it, you can't really take over a whole town, right? Because you have elected officials, you have at least a little bit of an interface with the federal government because you have a post office. They never say what state Springfield is in, but there would be some kind of presence of the state government. So all of these. Any of those entities could become suspicious at some point and say, hey, what's going on? But I kind of imagine that over time, Cobra would slowly start to take over the elected positions. They would run their own candidates, and then everybody who was in Cobra would have to vote for that candidate. Then they would start putting their own people, in charge of certain key positions, in charge of the police force. I know that it seems maybe not as too important, but I actually think it would be kind of important to put somebody in charge of the post office as well, because I mean you could have a whistleblower there, and yeah. So I would think control if you get somebody in charge of the post office. Not only can you avoid having a whistleblower there, you could also take control of all of the information that comes in and out of the town. And so you'd have some people that don't like it, right? They don't like it one bit, because not everybody's going to go along with this, because they were raised in that town, they were born in that town, they were raised in that town, and gosh darn it, they're going to die in that town. But everybody who doesn't go along, I think, has to be intimidated into leaving. And you can do that in a number of ways that are more or less legal. So, anyway, what I'm saying is, I'm trying to figure out how to take over a town, okay? I want my own town. It doesn't have to necessarily be called Springfield. Like, I know it's a long game. I know I'm playing the long game here, but I feel that if I follow the pattern, that I could at least take over at least a small town, right? It doesn't have to be a big town. I just want to take over a small town. Oh, Renegade Biker lives in a town called Springdale. Springdale, see? It's almost like Springfield. I think I could take it over. Get the whole town to swear absolute loyalty to me. if Springfield will ever host the Olympics. Well, I think the largest Springfield in the country is Springfield, Illinois, and I don't think that Springfield is even large enough to host the Olympics. Comic Trope says take over Broken Arrow. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. If I ever decide to do it, you won't know until it's done. You won't know that I'm taking over until it's too late. I'll have already taken over. All right, let's finish this up. He has very little detail on his boots. Very little boot detail. What the heck time is it anyway? Oh, it's like 8:30. That's fine. I can't stay up too late. Work tomorrow. So I'm going to try to finish up Lady Jaye before we end the live stream here. Trying to give some form to these trousers, which are quite plain. Got kind of squared off toes. They're almost like, look at these. They're almost like cowboy boots, right? It's almost like he's wearing cowboy boots with his pants pulled over the top of the boots. That's really not on screen, right? Yeah, so the boots just don't have really any detail to them. So yeah, that's Tunnel Rat. Lots of detail up top and not so much on the rest of the figure. Oh yeah, I got to do the face paint. Got some on his arms too. All right. Oh, wait, no. Got a little bit of this ammunition belt to go. So both be facing toward us. Okay. You know, I read a couple years back that Larry Hama will not do, or if you ask him to do a sketch of a character that has an ammunition belt, he charges extra. And I can kind of understand why, because doing ammunition belts is a pain. Can I get the links? Okay. All right. Let's sign it. What month is it? It's June. June 2020. All right. Tunnel Rat. That is as done as that's going to get. That's not going to end up in any museums, but it's good enough for the girls I go out with. Yeah, so I'm calling Tunnel Rat done here, and let's move on to Lady Jaye. This is like, the image on the camera, I'm seeing it on my laptop, and it's not focusing very well. No, that's still not working. All right, forget it. Anyway, so that's that. No, not planning to ink it. It's not quite not quite finished enough to ink. But we're just trying to get some sketches done here. So I've already got a pose here for Lady Jaye. Given pea stains. I'll do that after we get off the live stream. Here we go. Lady Jaye, I've kind of got her with, ready to throw a spear with her right hand or right arm. And I was going to have her left arm kind of just sort of reaching forward. That's. I don't know if your picture on your screen is any better than mine, but it's totally breaking up. So I don't know if you can see that or not. I was just going to have her left hand sort of reaching forward, but then I thought, hey, the women characters generally didn't get firearms, so I'm going to give her a pistol. So I put a pistol in her left hand. Hello, JLS Comics. Nice to see you. Okay. Yeah, on my screen, my live image is really breaking up. So sorry about that if that's happening to you. Yeah, it's pixelated. Mine is too. I'm not sure what to do about that. Hopefully that improves. So let's get Lady Jaye going. I've already got the basics sketched out here. All right. In general, I don't. Hold on, let me get the figure. I need the figure for reference. In general, I don't draw the female characters in sexy poses, and I've seen some show artists doing that. Doing like lingerie or bikini drawings of the Baroness and Scarlet and what have you. And that's fine. To me, those are kind of tacky, and I don't love them. But not to say that anyone else can't like them. But it's just not my thing. That's not how I see those characters. So that's not how I draw them. Okay. Now we've got Lady Jaye, the figure for reference. Man, it's still getting pixelated. A little better. Okay, so let's rock and roll on this one. I was hoping to get done by 9 because I got some other things I got to do for the end of the day. Work tomorrow, so I can't stay up late. Yeah, I wanted to get. Okay, just cleaning this up a little bit. Okay. I want to also include that little camera thing that she comes with. Here. Stay right there, Lady Jaye. There we go. What kind of dog? CJ, Mila is a mix. She's half German Shepherd and half Border Collie. And if you ever see her in person, I mean, you can really see both of those breeds in her. So she's like a perfect mix of Shepherd and Border Collie. Okay, and I know a lot of people don't draw Lady Jaye with the cap, with the hat, but I like the hat. I like that hat. It adds a bit of character. So we're going to do that. And then she has her jump wings. There we go. All right. Let's try to get this face without making it look horrible. How's that picture? It's still pixelated. Oh, super chat from somebody. Hold on. MCDJ ACDC sends a super chat, says, who would be the hardest slash most time-consuming Joe Cobra character to draw in your opinion? Thanks for all you do. Thank you for that very much. Let me think. Who would be the hardest? Anyone who has like, oh, I know who it would be. Wait, no, not necessarily. It's those ammunition belts that take forever, right? They take forever to draw. Um, so somebody like Rock and Roll actually takes a really long time, even though the rest of his uniform is kind of plain. But Rock and Roll version 2 had like ammunition belts like around his legs, as well as a bunch of pouches and stuff. So that would be kind of difficult. Oh, and he had like the big Gatling gun. So like when I think about who would be the most time consuming, my mind immediately goes to those ammunition belts, and I mean, even if you're not doing like if you're not concentrating on making every bullet, uh, the same, and getting them all in perfect perspective, it still takes a long time. I mean, just like even half-assing it, it takes a long time. Like I didn't go into excessive detail on that tunnel rat, but the ammunition belt still took a while. So so that's my first thought is maybe one of those. Um, but I don't know who else has a lot of detail. It's mainly for me at least the amount of detail that you have to think about, and like detail that you can't skip. Like there's sometimes you can skip some detail because it doesn't really matter, but with an ammunition belt, it's kind of hard to do that. I can see that my picture's getting pixelated again. It's hard to like do a live stream drawing when you can't see the drawing. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know why it's doing that, but characters with tech or sci-fi stuff. Um, let me think. Some really technical sci-fi type characters that with lots of detail. Um, yeah, sometimes it's hard to avoid drawing the technical detail as well. I'll bet the Techno Viper would be pretty difficult, especially if you include the accessories. But I could see Techno Viper being pretty difficult to draw. There's pretty much no chance of me getting this done by 9 o'clock, is there? How we doing? Hey, we still got 40 people in here. Let's see, Deep Six, Metalhead, Techno Viper, the bats. Yeah, the bats could be a pain with all the like on the chest with all the technical stuff, and also like all the gears and stuff on the arms. Yeah, the bats could be somewhat difficult to and time consuming to draw. Okay, so let's get our caller here. And let's see here. Okay, she's got a strap. She's got straps that come down here. I have the straps going behind her back rather than down to her belt, just because I think that looks a little bit better and I can see them a little better. Clean up this arm a little bit. Okay, let's get that hair. All right, so there we go. something like that anyway. Let's get her arm drawn in here. Actually, I need to draw this arm up here. I need to focus on that. So I'll get this up here. Man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at the live stream, and I can tell that it's not really, like, the picture's not working. So I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to plow through here and get this thing done. Get us a decent Lady Jaye, and hopefully by the time I'm done, you can see it. All right, Lady Jaye is wearing gloves. Let's clean up that hand a little bit. Robo Joe could be hard to draw if you draw all the little speckles. Robo Joe is speckly for some reason. All right. And I have this spear sort of curved for, I don't know, for drama. It's not a perfectly straight spear. I just thought it would look more dramatic that way. Get the fingers wrapped around it so it looks good and solid. So many things to think about when you draw something like this. It's like, okay, you want to draw the character. You want to make it look like the character. So you got to draw the figure, try to draw it in somewhat human proportions. You got to draw a uniform. You got to draw a face and hair. And then you have the character holding things. And so then you not only have to think about how to draw the thing that they're holding, but also how to make it look like the character is actually interacting with it, and like not like it's just sort of floating in mid-air. I don't know. I do like drawing, sort of, but because I'm not a professional, and because I don't get as much practice at it, I never really get as good as I probably should be. So so I'm not as proficient as I probably should be. How are we looking? 38 people. Hey, thank you to everyone who is hanging out in the live stream, despite the fact that the picture's gone all wonky and you guys can't really see what I'm drawing very well. So thank you. Thank you for staying. Thank you for sticking around. I will try to take a peek at the live chat a bit more often. I almost missed a super chat, and sorry about that. So Lady Jaye is wearing gloves. I like the gloves. Hello, Jack. Hi, Jack Laura. Rewatched the 1982 commercial that introduced the first line of Joe's. Yeah, that commercial got a lot of buzz. It got a lot of excitement. Of course, the first commercial that I remember seeing was actually, I think, the second commercial, because it was the one where Breaker was driving the Ram motorcycle. That's the first commercial that I remember, but that wasn't the first commercial to air. I think that was the second commercial to air. Okay, so I know Lady Jaye is holding the pistol in the left hand, but it's better than just the left hand being empty. So we're going with it. We're going with it. Okay, so we got a decent hand. We got a little pistol in her hand. We got straps going around behind her back for her backpack, which I am including. including the backpack. We got a strap over her left shoulder for her little camera thingy, which I will draw in shortly. Let's put some lines on these straps so they stand out a little bit more. There we go. All right. Okay. Need to not mess with the face too much or I'll mess it up. Yeah, if you're talking about the live stream, yeah, it started out great, and I haven't done anything. I've been sitting here. I haven't changed any settings. I haven't, started streaming any movies. There's nobody else in the house. It's just me. And yet somehow, like for some reason, it's gone all wonky on us. All right. She actually has All right. She actually has a couple belts. She has a belt that goes like this. Like so. And then she has another one that kind of slings down here. And she has a pouch on that belt. And I do like to draw the pouches a little bit bigger than they appear on the figure, just because I think a lot of the pouches on the figures are undersized in order to fit on the buck. So I try to draw those pouches at a slightly more realistic size. All right. Like so. Just a little bit bigger. Okay. Well, hey guys, too bad you can't see this because this is turning out to be the best Lady Jaye that's ever been drawn. It is incredibly lifelike. Yeah, I honestly, I don't think Jim Lee could come in here and draw a better Lady Jaye. I am killing it. And honestly, this drawing may be worthy of an art gallery. I think I need to consider putting this in a gallery. I'm sure it will be accepted, and it will sell within minutes because everyone will come in and say that nobody has drawn Lady Jaye better than that one guy in the live stream. If only we'd been able to see him work. If only YouTube Live would work properly. If only, if only. Sorry you guys are missing it. Missing out on my artistic brilliance. It's turning out so good, I might actually just sign it Rembrandt instead of signing my own name, because I think when people see it, they will think that it's a Rembrandt. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now we've got her belts done. Clean that up a little bit. Clean it up a little bit. Sign it Da Vinci. I tell you, I could sign it Da Vinci. This may be now. I don't want to overstate things, but this may be the greatest artistic work in the history of the human race. I mean, it's possible. I mean, people are going to look at this and they're going to be like, Mona Lisa, pah, give us the Lady Jaye. Paris will have to abdicate its position as the center of the art world. They will have to give up that position to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. But they'll be willing to. Once they see this Lady Jaye, they'll be like, oh, yeah, we've lost it. France can no longer, France can no longer be the center of art in the world. Not when a guy on a live stream is drawing such brilliant Lady Jaye. I don't know what kind of accent that was. I think it started out as French, and I think it ended up Russian. But that's okay. Russia will like it too. I think Vladimir Putin will see it, and he will immediately step down from the presidency. He will return power to the people. This I think this drawing could inspire wild stallions, which would then go on to change the world with their rock and roll. Too bad you guys can't see it, man. That sucks, dude. It really sucks. Oh, hey, Rezakai, sorry I didn't see you come in. Streamlabs with Google Chrome. YouTube has a way, less lag pixelization. Yeah, I should. I really been trying to keep everything on YouTube so that there's just one place to go. But YouTube has had a problem keeping the live streams going and properly broadcasting. So I hate to do it, but I might have to look at an alternative. Okay, so that's going to go like that. I'm drawing her little camera thing. Let's see. Little lens here. Funny thing is, like, this camera would have been considered kind of like really small for 1985 when this character came out, but the camera on your phone is probably much more powerful than this thing ever was. But anyway, she has this amazing portable compact camera slung over her shoulder. All right. Okay, so we've got a pocket on this side. Sorry you can't stay long, Peter. Oh, MCDJ ACDC says his cell phone's pretty old. Okay, maybe not more powerful than yours, but there are cell phone cameras that that no doubt could do a lot more than that old analog camera could do. Okay, doing a little pocket here. Let's get the seam on the side of her uniform. Yeah. We're getting it, almost done. So instead of apparently showing you what I'm drawing, let's just hang out and talk for a few minutes, since that's apparently all we can do. Okay, there we go. All right, almost done. And on her right ankle, she has a knife, but that side of the ankle is kind of turned away from us, so we'll just put a couple straps on her boot. It's interesting. Okay. Her boot doesn't have a regular heel, kind of has a thing like that. Okay, cool. cool. Oh yeah, she does have a little Derringer pistol though on her left ankle. So let's add that. Cool, we get to draw a pistol. All right. How we doing? The admiral that didn't want Lady Jaye on his ship. Oh, what episode was that? I know which one you're talking about, but I think that was that was Admiral soon to be brought up on a sexual harassment lawsuit. That's Admiral soon to be sued for discrimination. All right. Okay. That's basically it. Almost. Gotta get this lower leg and the folds in the cloth. All right. And I think that's it. I think Lady Jaye is done here. Let me sign it. Sign it over here. June 2020. Okay. There's the drawing. How do you like it? It's great, isn't it? Is this the best Lady Jaye you've ever seen? Yes, I'm sure it is. Gorgeous. Yeah. Admiral Ledger. Yeah, that's the guy. Okay, folks. I guess I'll wrap it up. Thanks for sitting with me for a little bit of art. I needed to get those sketches done so I can get them out to some patrons. I am now all caught up on sketches. At least I'm pretty sure I am. If I owe you a sketch and I haven't contacted you about it yet, so I'm really happy about that. Trying to do right by my patrons, and I'll get these in the mail as soon as possible. So yes, I will be here Tuesday, and hopefully the live stream will cooperate a little bit more. If we still have this kind of trouble with the live stream, I'm gonna have to do something other than YouTube for live streaming. This is a pain. You really can't. Thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Lazarus. Yeah, you can't really follow along with the art when you can't see the art. So yeah, we'll have to do something about that. But anyway, I guess that's all for now. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for the super chats. That really helps me a lot. And that's all for now. I will say good evening, and I'll see everyone on Tuesday. Bye, everyone.